Hi everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner. We talk about all things book and bookish. Today will be my July wrap up, and I've read 7 books. I am in the middle of the 8th right now, but that'll count towards August. So, I am reading right now A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, and I'm loving it. I will get into parts of it later, but I am really loving it. And I have 2 others from my July TBR that I haven't read yet, which is Ruin and Rising, which is the 3rd in the Shadow and Bone series, and Rule of the Aurora King, which is the book after Trial of the Sun Queen. And then I will go fully into my August TBR that I picked last week. But since I finished Clockwork Angel, the video that you should all expect next week is my reorganization of my books and stuff, because I've been having a plan, but I wanted to make sure all the books at the top have been read, so I'm going to do that. So I'm excited. So if you haven't been here before, there's a spoiler and non-spoiler section of all of the books that I've read. And let me see. There were a lot of pretty good ones. I really liked a lot of them. There was one that was really disappointing that I didn't like, and one that I didn't like, but I am expecting it to get better as the series continues. So, yeah, let's get into the first one that I read. Which is Game Changer by Rachel Reed. I really enjoyed this one. It was a 4-star. No, 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was, I don't know, I felt like all the characters had valid reasons for everything that they did. Because something that I dislike in a lot of romance books, when they have the third act breakup, miscommunication, the third act, normally I find it frustrating. But this one I didn't, because the characters had very valid reasons for what happened towards the end, and they worked it out because they had actual honest conversation. So yes, I really liked that. But it follows Scott and Kip. Scott's a hockey player, really a good hockey player. He's plays professionally. Kip works at a smoothie place, and they run into each other a couple times, and they start a relationship, and it's really cute, and I really liked it. So it's making me look a lot more forward to Heated Rivalry, because this one was good, and I heard Heated Rivalry is their favorite, and I just liked this one in general. I thought it was really good. I don't know. The characters were all really good. I liked the subtle foreshadowing of a couple of the characters from the next books. That was nice. Yeah, but I just thought the characters were really well written, and it was nice. I really liked that. What else? And to be fair, this is not a very plot heavy book. It's a very much character book, because most romances, the romance is the main plot. Sure, the characters have other things that are going on that are on their minds, but the main point of the driving force of this book is the romance between the 2 characters, which I like sometimes. Normally, I like plot and characters to be both pretty forward-facing, but I'm fine if the characters are extremely well written, which I thought they were here, to where their motives made sense. It still felt like a cohesive story instead of a character study. So I really liked that. I don't know. It was cute, fluffy, very quick read. I read this in like, I want to say day and a half. And that was only because I was kind of interrupted the first day. So like I finished this like really quickly. Yeah, I really liked it. It's short, quick. It's really, really fun at times. But yeah, I really like this one. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. This was a 3-star. It was just really, really boring, and I didn't buy the romance. I didn't buy it. And also, like, I don't know, I didn't like it. Like, I don't think it would have worked. Like, it frustrates me just a little bit. And, like, for half the book, there was, like, no plot. Like, they were stuck on this island, which isn't a spoiler, because it tells you that they get stuck on an island. And, like, after they get stuck on the island, like, nothing happens for, like, all the way up until, like, here. Like, nothing happens. And it's boring. And it's just, ugh. And I found, like, Enzo, like, really, really mean. And, like, I know it's a dark romance, so I'm expecting the characters to be mean. But, like, when I read God of Malice and, what other dark romances have I read? Or Bad Bus Ship, which I'll talk about later. Or, like, Hooked. Or any other dark romance. Or Twisted Venom. Tempting Twisted Venom. Whatever the first one in that series is, I can't remember. Yeah, the men are mean. Like, I expect them to be mean. But once normally they fall in love with the girl, they stop being mean towards her, and they be mean to everyone around her. And maybe, like, there's one slip-up where they're mean to her because of, like, external issues. But no, he was just mean to her the entire book. Like, it was just, I don't know, I just didn't like it. But I did like a lot of Sawyer's story. I found her story very interesting, which is why it isn't lower, because I did like Sawyer as a character. I thought she was really, really interesting. Plot twist wasn't really a plot twist. I kind of saw it coming. And I was promised sharks, and there weren't many sharks. It frustrated me, like, that the guy was a dick. Like, he was awful. Like, I know it's a dark romance, and I expect the guys to be awful. Like, in God of Malice, Killian, the way they meet is, like, dubious consent. Like, that's what it is. But with this one, like, Killian and Gwenlyn, like, grow into their relationship. And then once they, like, sort of have a, like, mutual understanding of, like, this is the relationship, and Killian starts to, like, get feelings for Gwenlyn, he stops being mean, like, directly, like, insulting her. But no, Enzo, like, insults her constantly and is a dick. He's, like, really, really mean to her for, like, no reason. I didn't like it. Like, when I thought we were past the, like, this is when I thought, like, he'd start being nice to her. But then, like, right here, he was mean to her, and it was just, I don't know, it was a little frustrating. Though I did like the little, like, Italian stuff, like, Italian sayings, like, those were fun. Because I always like when there's, like, a little bit of a language barrier, and, like, they say stuff, like, they're admitting their feelings, but, like, it's in a different language, so, like, the other character doesn't know. Like, that's fun. But, like, if you say it, you normally mean that, and then you don't be a dick. So, I was just a little frustrated. So, yeah, it was a 3-star, and it would have been lower if Sawyer did not have, like, a really interesting story. Like, I really, really liked that. And I did like what they did with the ending, minus the romance part. Like, I did like the conclusion that way. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is Good Girl, Bad Blood, which is the second book in a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This one was a 4.5. Now, I was expecting this to be high because the first one was a 5-star. But I think with this one, I just wasn't that interested in the investigation this way. Like, I wasn't that interested in it. It's a missing hurt persons one, and it's about, like, the brother of one of her friends. And, I don't know, I just wasn't as compelled as the other one. Though I did like the continued relationship between Pip and Ravi. That was really nice. I really liked that. And I did call this ending. I called it. And it does put like a couple things in perspective based on the first one. So I did like that. And the ending was good. I liked the ending of this. I felt it resolved in like a really, really nice way. So I really did like that. All of the characters were written really well. I really liked that part. And I love the mixed media part where like where it's plenty of other like notes that she's giving like on the case. I can't really find it right now, but I showed it before, like where she has notes on the case, like her recordings and stuff. That's nice. And it made me a little bit angry based on what happened to what's that guy's name? What was that guy's name? Let me find it real quick. Max Hastings. Like, I got really, really angry about Max. Like, I got so angry about that. Like, I literally called what was happening from, like, the 3rd chapter. And now, normally, sometimes that's fine. Like, with, what happened? Like, with, the one who got away with murder. Like, that one was fine. Like, I called that one pretty easy. And that was fine. But, like, this one, like, I just didn't want to be able to call it. Because I want it to be kind of, like, how the first one was. That it took me a really long time to be able to figure it out. Which I really, really loved. Because it's hard to stop me sometimes. So, I just wanted that. But I didn't get it. It was still good. I still really, really liked it. It was just, I wanted more out of it. And it made me really angry at times. And I loved when, like, Pip finally just cracked. Like, yeah, like, that would have happened to me if I went through, like, what Pip went through, and then what happened with Max, and then, several other things, like, all of that, I, too, would snap. So, I support women's rights, but I also support women's wrongs. Like, yes, I would have snapped, too, so... Yeah. I liked the characters. I liked the stuff. It's just the plot wasn't as wasn't as good as getting me invested as the first one was. But that's fine. Like, it was still like good regardless, and I really, really liked it. So I am really excited for the 3rd one. A lot of people don't like that one, but I am excited to see what my take will be on that one because I liked this one. I just want to know if I like the next one. Okay, moving on to like an unexpected like favorite of mine this month was Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. It's the second book in the Percy Jackson series. I unabashedly like, really liked this one. This was like 4.5. Like I really enjoyed this one. And it might be because like I love the story of the Odyssey. Like I love the story of the Odyssey. It's kind of why I didn't exactly love Nolan's interpretation of the Odyssey. Because I like the gods and the monsters. Like I love that stuff of the Odyssey. But like it might be just because I love the Odyssey and stuff. So it could just be that. So like I love like all of like the little clues as to what it was, because if you know the Odyssey, you know certain things. So it could just be like that. But also it was really fun. Like I don't know, I had like such a fun time reading this. And I didn't expect to have such a fun time with it. And Titus, like I love him now, Annabeth and Grover, who isn't in much of this book. He's only in the back half, which is fine. What else? Just, I love mythology. Like, this was so much better than the first one, in my opinion. Like, I'm buying into this hype now, because I really like this one. And it was short, so I finished this in, like, a day, obviously. And it was so good. And Percy is hilarious. I think he's so funny. And, like, we get, like, a new, like, partner to, like, her crew for a bit with, like, Clarice. Like, she's great, too. I like her. She's fun. I don't know. I think it's fun. Like, it was so much better, in my opinion, to the first one. I just had a great time with it. And, like, okay, I should put this here. Like, I'll talk about it more in the spoiler section, but, like, I do know some things about this series. Like, it's why the ending wasn't as surprising to me as it should have been, because I do know some things. I have been spoiled about some things, because the series can only be around for so long without being spoiled. So I do know some things. I'll talk about that more in the spoiler section, but I don't know. It's still really good. It's making me excited to read the third one, which is the Titan's Curse. I am really excited for that one, actually. Like, I wasn't excited for this one because I didn't exactly enjoy the first one. I thought it was fun. But it just, I don't know, I didn't really get the hype. But this one, I'm starting to. Like, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was so fun. And it's just making me more excited for the next one. Let's see, going through what else that I can talk about in the sections that I really like. I don't know, I thought it was just so fun. Like, with the introduction of, like, new creatures, like Cyclopses, and just the gods being so fun, and still, despite everything, caring about their children, specifically one specific god. But, like, I'm excited. And, like, going on this mission, because, like, the camp is starting to, like, slowly die, and, like, that's the only reason they're going out, because Percy was like, I wanted a normal summer for once, but can I have that? No. It's fun. Because he'd be exactly who I would be if I got wrapped up in all this. Like, I'd be so sarcastic. I'd be like, oh, come on. Like, it would be me, like, just deadpanning everything. Like, I love that. It's fun. I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. And I loved the, like, little stuff from the Odyssey, because I love the Odyssey. And it's just, I'm not, like, 13 in this, like, being 13 years old and, like, saving the world, like, by 13 saving the world twice because they saved it when they were 12 is just, it's crazy. And I love it. Okay, going on into my favorite of the month, which shouldn't surprise anyone because I said they probably would be, is Keeping 13. This was a 5-star. I loved this book. I loved it so much. It was so good. It follows Johnny and Shannon directly after the after binding, and it was just them, like, literally it picks up right after, and Joey gives the choice. If you know, you know. It's just, oh, it's so good. And, like, the way, like, every character is going through so much, and they really don't know how, like, to help themselves, and it's just, it's so good. And the growth that Shannon goes through in this book is just, it's so good. And I loved it. I can't wait to read Joey's side, because Redeeming and Saving 6, I think is what they're called. I don't remember. But they're all Joey's side of the story. And it's just, I want to be in Joey's head so bad, considering what we've got from this and Binding. I want to be in his head so bad, and, like, and in Eva's head, to see what she's even thinking throughout all of this. It's just, there were so many things that I didn't see coming. Like, I did not see, how do I say it without spoiling anything? I don't know, like, I didn't see, like, how do I say it without spoiling it? I would say I didn't see coming how Johnny's family would get wrapped up with all the Lynch children. I'll put it that way. I didn't see that coming, and I really loved that. It put both the parents in, like, I mean, they were already great parents, like, protecting Johnny and, like, not exactly wanting him to do rugby and wanting him to actually be a kid, but, like, they're such, like, good people, and I really loved that in comparison to Shannon. And, like, even Johnny becoming so close with all of her brothers, like, basically saving Joey's life, like, a couple of times throughout this. And just becoming so close with, like, the other three is just, oh, it's so good. And the choice that Johnny made at the end, like, it could have gone either way and I still would have been happy, but, like, I loved the way it went, because it was so good. And all of the side characters, Lizzie, Gypsy, Claire, Huey, like, all of them were so good. And I do understand that a lot of people don't like Lizzie. I get why they don't like Lizzie. I still love her. I still think she's great, and I think she has some other issues, considering we got some hints as to what those could be. So I am really interested to get to her book, though it'll be 3 more books until then, because I've got Joey and Eva's 2 books, and then Claire and Gypsy's book, and then I move on to Lizzie. But I do get why a lot of people don't like her. I still find her really interesting, so I'm excited to see where she goes, because so far I understand a lot from what I've gotten from her, a lot about her, but I really would like to know more. And also I would like to know more about Gypsy and why they're constantly at odds, because it's like, Lizzie is a good person. Like, she helps Shannon. She is very protective of Shannon, and she does love Claire. And, like, she loves all of the people around them. Like, once they, like, prove themselves to her, she does genuinely care about them. So, like, I want to know, like, what about Gypsy makes her so mad. So, I'm really interested in that. I love Janet and Shawnee. Like, their relationship is just so wholesome. And, like, it's just so good. Like, the growth both of them go through in this book is just, because they start at, like, the lows. Spoilers for the end of that first book. Like, they start at, like, Johnny needing the surgery again, and Shannon having to deal with her father, like, at the worst. Like, they start at rock bottom, and they end at, like, the peak as, like, what they both could be. It's amazing, and I loved it. Like, I cried, like, I think 3 times throughout this book. Which is, like, I think the same amount I cried during the first one, because I loved it. It was so good. Like, this series is just, I never expected to love it, but I do, and I love it. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is Bad Bishop. This one was also 4.5. I really, really enjoyed this one. It follows Lila and what's his face? Tyrion. Tyrion is the head of the Irish mafia, and Lila is like the fourth child of the Italian mafia. And she pretends not to be as smart as she is. She pretends like not to understand what's going on. It was like a plan her mother had for her to like not get married off, because that's what happens when you're in the mafia, you get married off, apparently. But apparently that's ruined when she is attacked and gets pregnant because of that attack. So obviously check your triggers, but that happens like the first like 3 chapters. She gets attacked, and then they have to deal with the aftermath the entirety of this book. So she's in an arranged marriage with Tyrion, and Tyrion like is like, sure, give me all this stuff, I'll marry her. So yeah, that's how it goes. And this is why I really, really like this one. I liked it so much better than Does It Hurt, because yes, he is a dick to her. He even technically cheats on her. So obviously check your triggers. What? It's a technicality that he cheats on her, because yes, they are married at that point. They are not in a relationship. Like, they kissed once, and that was at the marriage ceremony. Otherwise, they have not literally been in each other's vicinity, unless they absolutely had to be. So technically he cheats on her, but I wouldn't call it cheating. Like, once they're in a relationship, like fully in a relationship, there is no cheating. And he is a lot nicer to her once they start being in a relationship. Like, he helps her out, like, all of that stuff. Like, he is a good person to her. He's still, like, a monster, like, being in the Irish Mafia. Like, he still is a monster, but he is good to her. And that's what I like in a dark romance. I like when the guy is mean to everyone but her. It makes me happy. So, with my rant done about that part, I really liked it. And I can't remember if I called the plot twist. I don't think I did. And it made it just so much more satisfying when I got what I wanted. And, like, the last line that Lila gives in this book is just, it's so, so good. And before, like, anyone comments, like, he's mean to her when they, like, started, like, a little bit of a relationship by saying he doesn't want the kid and, like, he kind of wants to get rid of it. Yeah, sure, like, but he gets over that eventually. Like, let him have his problems in the beginning and then let him mature to be a better person to her. But Enzo in Does It Hurt didn't. Like, it just annoys me. Sorry, my phone. But, like, I really, really liked this. And I loved Tyrion's backstory, because we got his backstory about what him and his twin sister Tyrion went through. Tyrion and Tyrion. It's fun. And also, I really liked that. And Lila's brothers, like, all being so protective of her, like, once they figure things out, it's so, so nice. I really like that. And, like, they're both kind of badass. It's fun. Let me see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Though I do want to know what the other books are about. Because I know one, I think 3 of them will be about her siblings, Luca, Achilles, and Enzo. And maybe the bastard child that her father has. So I think there's supposed to be 7. So that's 5 right now. But, like, I don't know. I mean, I could see a 6th one being with Alexei. But I don't know, like, who the last one would be. I mean, I have other theories, but, like, I'm not sure about any of them. But I don't know, I really liked this. It was fun. And, like, what happened on the wedding night to, like, lead him to then take her to a gun range is just, that was so, so fun. I liked that. But yeah, I really, really liked this one. I will talk about it more in the spoiler section, obviously, but, like, it was fun. Okay, moving on to the one that, like, kind of disappointed me a little bit, but I am really invested in the series already, so I'm going to continue, is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices series, but I read this after City of Glass, like, to continue, like, the whole, like, series and, like, world building. This was a 3.75. This was a 4, but then I changed my mind because it fit better as a 3.75. This was good. I enjoyed the plot, and I liked Tessa as a character. It just felt slow at times. Like, it felt like we could have had more to do throughout the entire book. And I would have loved to get more perspective shifts, because in the Shadowhunters books, the other ones, we got a perspective shift all the time from Clary to Jace to Izzy to Alec to Magnus and Simon. Like, we got perspective shifts all the time, which is why I really liked those ones, because I got so many perspective shifts. This one stayed on Tessa, the majority. Like, it went to Will and Jem a lot, but not as much as I would have liked. Like, I think it went to them, like, 10 times, and I would have liked it to be a bit more. And it only went to, what's her face? What's her name? Charlotte and Henry. It only went to them, like, once, and I would have liked it to be on other people more. But I did like Tess, and I did call the ending, with who the Magister was. I did call that. And I love the vampires. They're so fun. What else did I really, really like about this? I don't know. I love the Shadowhunter world. I think it's so interesting. And I'm very interested in Jessamine. Like, she's a very compelling character. I really like her so far. And Will better do some groveling based on what he said at the end of this book. This is a love triangle between Tess, Will, and I think Jem. And I really, really love Jem. But I think she might end up with Will. I think she might. I don't know. Because it's actually, I haven't been spoiled in the series, surprisingly. So I literally don't know who she ends up with. But I do like both of the characters. I really, really, really do. But Will needs to do some groveling based on what he said. So, and, like, just Jem is a very interesting character too. Like, I'm very interested more about him. And we got some Lightwoods. We got Gabriel Lightwood and his dad, I think his name is Benedict Lightwood. Like, we got the Lightwoods. Those are fun. Like, hearing these names are just, it's so, so fun. And Magnus is in this. I love Magnus. He's great. Like, Magnus is just so fun. So, he's in here too because he's a warlock, so he's immortal, kind of. I guess. I don't know if it's ever specifically said if he's immortal, but he's lived a very, very long time. So, yeah. What else is there? I don't know, like, the whole, like, Clockwork Army was very, very interesting. And Tessa's power, also very interesting. I'm really interested about that, and, like, if she actually is a warlock. Because a lot, like, it's hard to be sure if she is based on she doesn't have any of the markings. So it's just, I don't know. Magda seems to think she is, but I don't know. But I get to move on to City of Fallen Angels next. And Izzy's on that cover, so I'm excited for that. As you saw in my TBR, that was on it, so I'm excited. But, I don't know, this is actually fun. I liked the Victorian, like, landscape. That was really, really fun. And, okay, slight spoiler for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So if you have not seen that movie and you don't want a spoiler, it's very, very slight. It's what Sadie Sink's character is. I wanted to give a spoiler warning just in case. But she's Jean Grey. Tessa's name is Teresa Grey. So every time they called her Miss Grey, the entirety of the book, I couldn't help picturing, like, Jean from Spider-Man. So, I don't know, like, it made it, like, kind of funny to me, like, because they called her Miss Grey a lot, because back in, like, Victorian times, you wouldn't use first names as much, you would use last names. So they did call her Miss Grey a lot, so it was really, really funny to me. But it was interesting. It wasn't my favorite of the bunch. But I am excited to like continue on. Okay, moving on to Game Changer in my spoiler section. Now, I really, really, really liked the emotional arcs that both Kip and Scott went through. Because Scott was viewing a lot of what it was, like, through his own lens and didn't really, like, think what Kip was going through, which I do understand because he's a very, like, one-minded track individual. Like, it's very clear from the beginning that he is a very one-minded track. And Kip never brought up what he was feeling. He kind of kept it buried because he thought he should be, like, grateful for what he, like, was having and experiencing, being, like, in a relationship with an NFL person, and knew it would have to be a secret because Scott wasn't out. So he kept it in, but he did feel like he was sort of, like, just becoming Scott's boyfriend and not, like, his own person, which is why they had their big fight. One, because Scott wasn't listening because it was, like, right in the middle of playoffs and, like, right before the Stanley Cup. So, like, obviously he wasn't listening because it was work and, like, he was very, very into it. But also, Kip brought it up kind of at the worst time. But he still had a very, 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 very valid reason to bring up what he was feeling. So, like, I don't begrudge either of them. Like, both had a lot of things on their plates. And they didn't talk. Like, technically, I don't think they ever broke up. I really don't think so. I think they just had one fight and Kip, like, left. And then Scott didn't go talk to him for a bit. So then, eventually when Scott did go talk to him, they figured it out, like, almost immediately. They just had, like, an honest conversation. And, like, the ending when he pulls him over, like, the barricade and, like, they kiss in front of everyone, like, fully outing Scott as gay. And just everyone seeing it and, like, him just being out is just, oh. And Ilya Rosnov, who I know is in Heated Rivalry, like, just goading Scott, it was so, so funny to me. And, like, when Scott realizes he wants to come out, he talks to, like, his friends on his team and his coach, and they all accept him, and it's it's so, so good. I really, like, I loved the wholesomeness of that. I loved Kip's friends. Kip's friends were, like, very supportive. Especially that bartender who he sort of gave the wrong idea to when him and Scott were on the outs. I don't begrudge them for that because, to be fair, neither of them are making clear their intentions, so. But his best friend, I forget her name, but she was great too. And him, like, actually, like, applying to grad school and just his parents also being so, so supportive. I really, really liked that. And, like, it made me sad, but, like, them trying to go on dates that before Scott was out, like, just it not really working well because Scott was so self-conscious that someone would catch him and just he was so scared, which I get why he was so scared because he'd be the first openly out player. It's just it made me hurt for Kip at that point because if, like, that's what he thought his life was going to be because he was truly in love with Scott. He still, like, is going through it, but, like, it's just he just never really opened himself up to thinking he could get more because he thought he should be grateful for what he had, but when he did bring it up, it resulted in their fight. So it's just, I don't know, I really liked it. Like, they were so, like, good to each other up until, like, that point, like, when they had their big blowout. But then, like, he shows up at, like, the parents' house, and it's just, hi, I'm, Kip's boyfriend. It was so, so cute. I really, really loved it. It was so, so fun. But it makes me, like, more extra excited for Heated Rivalry to see, like, what they all go through then. But it was fun. Like, I don't know much about hockey, so, like, that stuff kind of flew over my head. But, like, otherwise, it was just, I don't know, it was fun. I liked it. Moving on to Does It Hurt? It follows Sawyer after she steals Enzo's identity. And she's in Australia because she had to, like, change her flight because she thought someone from her family, like, caught her. Because she's on the run because she killed her abusive brother, who is god-awful. I'm glad he's dead. So then she steals Enzo's identity. And Enzo doesn't like that because he hates liars and thieves based on his backstory when he was, like, abandoned and his mother lied to him and that stuff. And he's a dick. I don't like him. I really don't. I think he's a dick. Like, he takes her out, like, obviously to punish her for stealing his identity. And he tries to drown her with a cut lip in shark-infested waters. It was kind of fun. Like, that was kind of a funny part. Like, I liked that part. Like, because that is, like, where I want a dark romance to start with. I wanted to start with them absolutely despising each other. And then growing more into, like, love later on. But no, they get stranded on this island with this lighthouse keeper, who says the island's haunted. It isn't. It's just he locked his daughter up in the house and, like, sewed her mouth shut. And it's just, she's got a lot of Stockholm Syndrome. So it's crazy. Like, I caught that part almost immediately once we figured out this guy had kids. And, like, he wants Sawyer to stay there, and he wants to kill Enzo because, I don't know, he's just creepy. But, like, when they're on this island, like, nothing happens until, like, they realize that the lighthouse guy is, like, a bad guy. And then they try and kill him, and it doesn't work. So, like, there's that. And then Enzo is just a dick to her the entire time. He's just being mean to her. Like, they hate fuck for, like, the majority of this book. It doesn't even seem like they genuinely like each other. Like, at all. Like, they say they love each other. And then they, like, are mean to each other, like, seconds after that. I didn't like it. And then when he finds the credit card that she made with his name, like, in the back half of this book, which she genuinely forgot about, when he finds it, he becomes a dick again. Like, just being so mean to her for absolutely no reason. This is after he said he loved her to her. Like, he said, nothing will ever change it, I'm in love with you. And, like, she returns his affections. Then he's a dick again after he finds that. He doesn't ask her. He doesn't do anything. He just is a dick. And it's annoying. And it was all solved with one conversation. But then he's also a dick after, like, everything is resolved. It's annoying because he's awful. Like, I don't want my dark romance guy to be that bad to the girl they're supposed to like. Though I did like the ending. Where they were like, okay, we'll have to make sure Sawyer died on this island. So Sawyer, like, writes a suicide note and, like, leaves stuff that, like, would recognize her as Sawyer on this island and, like, say that she died here. And she takes a different name. She takes one of the guy's daughter's names. And, they get off the island. I liked that part. That part was fun. But it's just, she is solely relying on him. Like, yeah, I know a lot of dark romance happens that way. Like, where she is solely relying on him. I didn't like that. Because in all the other dark romances that I've read, the girl also comes from money. So, like, even if worse comes to worse and they had to leave each other, she would still be able to support herself if worse came to worse. Sawyer can't. She literally can't. Everything relies on this guy. So it's just, I don't know. I didn't like it. It made me so mad. I thought he was awful. And, like, I'm not, like, making less of what he went through. Like, being abandoned and, like, having your mother lie to you is awful. But still, you have to kind of think that Sawyer went through a lot worse than what you did. But he's just mean. I don't like him. Though I am excited for the cat and mouse duet, which I will read eventually, because I've heard better things about those. So, but, like, I didn't like him. This one This is about the missing person of Jamie Reynolds, which is one of her friend's brothers, who was friends with Addie. It's about, like, a catfishing story. Like, he was being catfished by this girl who wanted to find out the identity of, what was the name they used? Child Brunswick. Like, it's about, like, the child of a serial killer who had to go into witness protection because people were blaming the child for the murders, which, it reminds me of a Criminal Minds episode where the same exact thing happened, except you don't blame a child for what their father does, because they literally have no control over their situation. Like, in a Criminal Minds, they don't blame the child. And also in, what was the other thing that happened like this? Oh, Eden the Naturals. Dean's father. You do not blame Dean for the problems of the father. But apparently, this world, they blame the child. But okay. And it turns out to be Stanley, the reporter from the first one. Which I called that, like, pretty quickly. And I definitely called the person who was catfishing Jamie and all the other guys, was, like, the couple who moved in. Especially when we found out Jamie had a flower watch hidden in his drawers, which he had to steal for the catfish to prove that he would do what she wanted. Well, he wanted. So, I caught that pretty early on. And, like, Jamie just being held captive by Stanley because Stanley wanted to make sure, like, his secret was safe. So until he, like, handled the catfish, like, Jamie was pretty well fed. Like, he was, like, pretty good. But then Stanley ending up being killed by this couple. Most likely the guy, because his family member was one of the children that was killed by Stanley's father. And, like, he just disappears. And no one really cares. Because apparently, according to this world, they killed a killer. No, you killed the grown-up child, son of a killer. Because the son didn't really do anything wrong. Because at that point, how do you know right from wrong when the wrong is your parent? Especially, like, when you're a kid. So I didn't really like how they showed that aspect of it. But I really did like a lot of everything else. Like, I loved the way the characters grow. I even liked the reveal that it was, like, that sort of thing, and, like, how it all tied into the first book, and how it'll most likely tie into the last book, but, like, Max makes me so mad, because he got off, and Pip has the recording that he did stuff wrong, but they can't use it because it's admissible evidence, because you can't really record someone without their knowledge in specifically this state, apparently, because some states it's a one-party state, some states a two-party state, which I do know. But, like, that made me angry. Like, when she snapped and, like, vandalized his house and, like, uploaded, like, that recording, it was just like, yes, I too would have snapped. And, like, I love her and Robbie's relationship because he is very, very supportive of her. But when it becomes too much, like, when she starts, like, pushing everyone away, he leaves her alone. He's like, yeah, come back when you want to. Like, he still loves her, but he's still giving her the space for her to, like, recognize that she's in the wrong at the time. So I did really, really like that. I like how they showed those interpersonal relationships. Those are fun. And also, like, some of her friends are great. Like, Jamie's brother and one of her other friends are great. But, like, the other two who are in a couple, they're kind of the worst. And, like, caused Pip to, like, punch one of them. Like, And, like, the whole thing was, like, not getting involved in the case again, but she got involved in this one again. It's like, I see why we don't get involved in cases anymore, don't I, Pip? But, yeah, I really, really liked this one. It was fun. Wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still fun. Now, this one was really fun. I will go into, first, I'll start with the stuff I know. Like, I knew Thalia came back. I knew that happened. I didn't know if it happened in this book. I didn't know if it happened in the next one. I just knew it happened. I know someone named Nico will show up in, I assume, the next one. I know Percy and Annabeth do get together. Like, I do know that. That's kind of hard to avoid. And there's, like, a couple other, like, little things I know, but I don't know a lot of plot details. But I do know, like, those 3 specific things, which is why this ending wasn't as surprising to me, because I knew Thalia was coming back. But, like, I don't know. I loved all the Odyssey stuff with, like, the Cyclops and the nobody thing, like, him still being mad at nobody, like, thousands and thousands of years later, because, like, nobody got away from him. It's just, that was fun. And him, like, trying to marry Grover because he thought that he was a Lady Cyclops. And, like, him just weaving, like, a wedding train. He was, like, and kept on threading it. Like, that's so Penelope. Like, it's just, I really liked that. And, like, Cece being Cersei and, like, the guinea pigs and pigs. That one was fun. That was really fun. And, like, the sirens, obviously. Those are fun. And, Percy's brother being a Cyclops because Cyclopses are also Poseidon's children. And Tyson just being great. Like, a lot of people, like, hating him because he's a monster, but, like, him still just being great. And still, like, incredibly smart. Like, he's great. And Chiron getting fired because they think he's the one sabotaging the camp because Kronos is his father. Like, I didn't see that coming. Because I don't know a lot about Greek mythology. I know a lot about the Odyssey. And I know a lot about, like, the gods and stuff. I know a couple other things here and there, like Orpheus and Eurydice. Like, I know, like, a lot of things like that. But I didn't know, like, Kronos was the father of the centaurs. Specifically, like, Chiron and stuff. So I didn't see that coming. But I do get why they would think he would sabotage, considering it's his father. And Jason just, like... Not Jason. What's his name? His name isn't Jason, is it? What? Luke. His name is Luke. I don't know where I got Jason from. But, like, Luke still, like, being with Kronos. And, like, Hermes, his father, wanting to find a way to bring Luke back. Because it's still his kid. He still cares. And, like, the windbag and, like, that stuff is fun. I like that stuff. And Clarice being a son of Ares who hates Percy on principle based on what he did to her dad in the first book. But still being like, yeah, you're still kind of cool. Like, I don't know. I love that. That was fun. Let's see what else did I really, really like. I don't know. Percy and Annabeth both having a crush on each other, but being, like, too, like, young either to identify that it is a crush, or not knowing enough about crushes to be like, oh, I like this person that way. Like, I thought that was really fun. But I am excited to see where Thalia goes. Because apparently, like, a child of the big 3, which could be Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon, which I do know Nico's father is Hades. So it could be Nico, Percy, or Thalia, who this prophecy, like, recognizes. Though I do think it's probably Percy, considering he's the main character. Like, he will destroy, like, the gods or keep the gods in power, like, that type of thing. Like, by his 16th birthday. Meaning we've got 3 more books, because each book takes place, like, in a year. So he'll be 14 in the next one, and then 15 in the 5th one, and then I think there's 6. So he will be... Oh, there's only 5. So he'll be 14 in Titan's Curse, 15 in Battle of the Labyrinth, and 16 in Last Olympian. So, yeah, he will get to 16. Like, where the prophecy will happen. So, I don't know. But, like, it was fun. I had a really good time with it. I love the humor. The humor's fun, too. I thought it was really, really fun. moving on to Keeping 13. I love it. It's great. I did not see the fire coming, where Shannon would lose both her parents, even her awful, awful, awful father, who should have died in the fire because he's the worst. And I won't say I hate her mother. I have complicated feelings on her mother. Like, I have very complicated feelings, because if you choose, like, I know she was abused. I know she was most likely essayed into having more children. Like, I do know that. I recognize that. But when your children are constantly being beaten and you still go back to the guy instead of trying to get him arrested, you are part of the problem and not the solution. No, I'm not saying that, like, you're an awful person. I'm just saying your children should be more of your priority than that. And she did come to that realization. Like, in this book, she said, I'm not letting him back. I'm not doing any of that. And then her last act is to get Johnny to protect her kids, which made me, like, respect her a lot, because she literally, like, closed the door with her and Shannon's father, like, inside right before he lit the match. And Shannon calling Johnny and him, like, recognizing something was wrong and got the other kids out, and Joey just wasn't there, and he was so distraught when he thought something was wrong. Like, he thought he lost all of his siblings. It was so heartbreaking. And him also having his own issues, like his drug problem, which came up in this one. And Johnny helping him out, but he never truly got off them, and him having to go to, like, a treatment center. And him trying to break up with Aoife because he doesn't think he's good enough for her. But her being like, no, I'm staying. I love you. Like, that makes me so excited to read the next books, to see how they get to that deep of a relationship between the two of them, where Aoife will refuse to leave him because she just loves him. It's so, so good. And then Johnny, like, getting to go to the pros for the summer, and him, like, really, really enjoying it. But, like, once he gets that offer to, like, go to Dublin and be part of the team, he kind of turns it down. He's like, I will wait a year. Like, I'll complete my last year at Tommen before I do all of that. Because he finally recognized that he wants to still be a kid and still be with Shannon. Like, he wants to still be a child, because he technically still is a child. It's just, And, like, the whole fight with Joey, Aoife, Bella, and Cormac, I think was her boyfriend's name, is just... As soon as Bella starts spouting stuff at Joey, Aoife goes off on her, and it's amazing. And everyone, like, completely, like, hides Aoife from, like, everyone knowing. Like, nope, not Aoife. And, like, the whole interpersonal relationships between Shannon and her siblings, like, Joey and Darren, and Shannon and Darren, like, not fully trusting him because they left him. Because he left them. Like, not fully trusting him anymore. Like, him trying to work with them, but, like, they don't trust him, so they don't give him stuff to work with. And then Joey leaving, and Tag, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but, like, the other sibling under Shannon, not starting to not trust Joey anymore because Joey keeps leaving and doesn't know if he'll come back. But, like, to still Tag, like, loving him so much. Like, the children, like, all 6 of them just love each other, like, so much. Like, it's a tight-knit family. I'm, like, tearing up right now. But also Johnny's parents wanting to, like, foster all the kids is just... I mean, they must have money, but, like, them, like, willing to foster all of them to get them away out of the abusive household is just... I really, really like that. And just, Johnny's saving the day. It's great. And then the whole fighting with Lizzie and Gypsy, I want to know why they, like, have such a fraught relationship. Because Lizzie protects her friends. Like, she protects Shannon, she protects all of her friends. But there's just something with Gypsy that, like, rubs her the wrong way, and I want to know what it is. And Gypsy just being so in love with Claire, and Claire, like, being in love with him, but, like, not really giving him a chance yet. And also, Huey being like, yeah, don't go near my sister, but, like, I don't know, it's cute. I really like it. It's so, so good. Like, Shannon always helping with Johnny's confidence, because he's got such, like, bad confidence issues now that he, tore his abductor. And him just helping her, like, grow. Like, at the end when she, like, is, like, developing more, it's just because she's no longer scared. She's, like, eating. She's, like, it's amazing. And I could talk about this book all day. I love it. It's so, so good. I can't wait to read the next one. Like, I love this. It's so good. Bad Bishop. It starts with the attack on Lila. And she, like, pretends she doesn't know anything. Like, she's not as smart as she is. But, like, in reality, she's just deaf. But she's only pretending that way because her mother told her to. So, like, that she wouldn't get married off. But surprise, surprise, she gets married off. And Tyrion, like, he's kind of planning to, like, end himself. But, like, his brother convinces him not to until he kills the guy who took him and Tyrion away. And he does, and he wants to ruin the son's life. But turns out, like, the son is basically, like, his brother. He's not going to do that. Like, they still care for each other despite everything. And also, Tyrion feeding stuff to the FBI makes me a little worried about her. I don't want her to die because I kind of really, really enjoy her character. And I love Lila's brothers. They're all so protective of her. They're all so fun. And, like, the torture scenes are so fun. Like, him getting his eye ripped out in, like, literally the first chapter is just... It's crazy. And I did not call the twist coming, where the father of Lila's child was Finan, Tyrion's brother. That was the child's father. Which, I mean, helps with the legitimacy. Like, the child technically is in the family of Tyrion because it has the red hair. So it's like... And, like, he suspected it for a while, but, like, once the kid was born, he sees the red hair, he's like, oh, it's him. And, like, I want to read this last line because I really, really like it. It's so good, and it fits Lila's character that we've gotten so far of her. Okay, I'll read, like, the last paragraph. How brilliant. My husband, who taught me how to shoot, how to dance, how to overcome my trauma, knew how exactly intelligent I was. Yet he foolishly thought I hadn't figured out what Finan's disappearance meant. I knew Gennaro was Finan's. The hair gave it away, of course, but there were other telltales. Those pale shamrock eyes, the fair skin that promised to burn before tanning, the slight cleft in his chin, another thing his siblings shared. That was impossible to miss. I had noticed the impatience in Tyrion when he first saw Annie for the first time. He wanted to go to Finan, and at the time I hoped he would do the right thing by me. He did. Finan disappeared the same day I gave birth. Probably because of the substance abuse, Maggie and Tyrion speculated. Tyrion said nothing. He made no effort to appear surprised or worried about his brother. I was glad Alex took the blame for this, that Tyrion trusted him enough to ask for it. It was my secret I'd take to the grave, the fact I knew it was Finan, to protect Tyrion, Annie, myself, and our marriage. In the meantime, I basked in my good luck. Gennaro was the spitting image of my husband. As for Tyrion, he'd never know that my memory returned to me sometime during the 32nd week of my pregnancy. I'd been biding my time, waiting him to find out about Finan on his own. And if he hadn't finished him, I'd have done it myself. It's just, like, it so fits with her character. Because she tried to kill Tyrion on their wedding night, like, 3 separate times. She, like, shot him, she tried to stab him, and she tried to kill him, and then he took her to a shooting range. She's like, I want you to be better at this. It was so fun. And him figuring her out, like, almost immediately, like, she's not as, stupid as she presents herself. So he figures it out, and, like, that's when the cheating scene comes in, which I don't really think is cheating, because technically they're not in a relationship. And him just, like, I don't know, I really liked the way his growth happened, because him loving her resulted in him no longer wanting to end himself. And, like, him accepting the child, and, like, it was so good. And then, like, we finding out Lila isn't actually, Velos, and Velos dying, and, like, he has to pick who succeeds him, and he has a bastard child that everyone knows about, but, like, no one knows who he is. It's just that type of stuff. I really, really liked it. I don't know. I really liked it. It was fun. And, like, the trauma that they both overcome was also really, really interesting, that they, like, helped each other overcome that, even though they didn't fully trust each other at the time. It was really, really good. I really, really liked it. It was so good. Like, and her finally, like, coming into her own, like, when she gets, like, her hearing aids and like all that other stuff, like, and like her drawing, like, and everything. Like, she becomes like a fully well-rounded person because of Tyrion, and Tyrion like finds a person. It's so good, and I love it. Okay, Clockwork Angel follows Tessa, who's been abducted by the Dark Sisters, who are warlocks, because of her power to marry her to the Magister in a ritualistic like ceremony, which reminds me of the originals with Haley and Jackson, which is kind of ironic because me and my sister were actually watching the originals around the time I was reading this, so it was really funny. And then the Shadowhunters find her rescuer, and she meets them all. She meets Charlotte, Will, Henry, Jem, and Jessamine. And Will needs to grovel. Because he said, I will take you as my mistress, basically. It's just, no. And literally, like, spelling out for her that she can't have kids because she's a warlock is just, it's, I don't know, like, he needs to grovel. And, like, Jem, like, understanding her and, like, understanding him, like, because him and Will are, like, besties, they're, like, brothers. They're, like, Palantine to each other, like, how Alec and Jace are to each other. They're, like, brothers. But then we also find out Jem is dying because he's addicted to a demonic substance that, like, affected him when he was a kid, so he's addicted to it now. So, like, he has to keep taking it, but it's slowly killing him. And that's why he's, like, so weak, because he has to keep taking more and more to be more strong. Just, and I love the vampires. They're so fun. Like, Camille and, what's his name? De Quincy. Like, he's fun. Vampires are fun. I figured out the Magister was, what's his name? Mortimer. Like, I knew he was a Magister. And also, I knew Nate was going to turn. I knew he wasn't going to be a good person. But, like, him literally calling her not his sister because one of their parents wasn't hers. And, like, not even that her mother knew it. And, like, literally calling her not even human. Kind of gross. But I'm also interested in Jessamine. Because she's here and she doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to be a Shadowhunter. She wants to, like, be in society. She wants to have a, like, normal, mundane life. So she's hoping, like, to find a guy and, like, get out because she doesn't want to be a Shadowhunter. And I want to know why. Because her parents weren't Shadowhunters, but, like, you belong to the Clave until you're 18. So I would really, really like to know why that is. Like, why doesn't she want to be involved in Shadowhunters? Like, is it just clear cut that she doesn't think it's ladylike and, like, doesn't just want to do that? Or is, like, there's another, like, secret answer? Because I really want to know. Because she's really interesting. And, like, Sophie, she's also really interesting. Like, because she's got the sight. She's a mundane, but she has the sight. And she's interesting. And Magnus being awesome. I love him. Like, him, like, being in a relationship with Camille. It's just, and, like, him helping Tess out. Because he finds her interesting, and like him telling her that she's a warlock, even though she doesn't have like a distinctive warlock mark. Like, that's also really, really interesting. And him and Will going to him to be like, I'd like to not be in love with Tessa. At least that's what I'm assuming. Like, why else would you go to a warlock? Unless you were scared of your feelings, and Will seems to be scared of his feelings all the time because he thinks he's broken for some reason. I would like to know his history. Why does he think he's broken? But he needs to grovel still. If he's the one that Tess chooses, he needs to grovel. Because I don't know which one she chooses, actually. And Charlotte is just as interesting to me. Like, she's a woman in charge of the Institute. And, like, even in the Shadowhunter community, when women still fight in this period, she's still looked down upon as the woman in charge. And Henry, her husband, like, I don't really know if he, like, wanted to marry her. He kind of just seems like he wants to have someone who will let him do what he wants. And Charlotte lets him do that, even though I think she clearly likes him. And, like, the Clockwork Army and stuff is just so interesting. I can't wait to see where it goes with that. And, like, her having, like, a clockwork, like, angel on her neck that, like, can do stuff. It's interesting. But I'm intrigued to continue. I want to know what Clockwork Prince is about and Clockwork Princess. But first, I have to get through City of Fallen Angels. But otherwise, I am really, really excited for this. And I'll do, like, a tiny little quick interlude about this. I'm only on page 110, but I'm loving it. This is most likely going to be a 5-star. I love Rhys and Kel's relationship. Like, Rhys, this is spoiler section. But I love Rhys and Kel's relationship. Like, Rhys being so mad at Kel makes so much sense for his character because he never wanted Kel to be fully involved in all this. But now he has to be because Kel's life is tied to Rhys. Well, Rhys's life is tied to Kel because Rhys is basically immortal because it's so hard to kill I forget what they called him, Amiri, maybe? And it makes it so hard. Like, they're just mad at each other. And, like, they don't really know why. Well, Kel knows why. And Rhys is just, he's so mad at him. Because, well, one, his life was taken out of his own hands, and it was his fault. Which, it's not his fault, but he blamed himself for it. And, like, Kel, like, truly understanding why he's mad at him. But he still loves him anyway. It's just, I love their relationship. It's so good. I want to know where it goes. But Holland still being alive, and him, like, being an enemy, so he can, like, go back and forth, and, like, we meet, like, a new one that he created because he came back from Black London, because that's what they sent him in the first one. Ooh, so good. Loved it. And, like, Delilah, like, just being a badass pirate who learned magic is great. I love her being a pirate. She's great. And, like, her still holding an affection for Kel is just... And Kel also holding an affection for Lila. But also we've gotten to the part where I knew it would get to. People are blaming Kel for the Black Death when all the dark magic from Black London came through. Which technically is his fault. Because he took the object from White London and brought it into Black London. Technically, it's his fault. But, he didn't know it would do that. But, like, now even the king and queen are keeping him at arm's length when they, like, clearly said in the first book, where are your parents? I'm like, you can't treat him like you're your child and then change suddenly to him being your possession now. So, like, he's proven right. Like, he is your possession. Like, you're making me mad, king and queen. I don't like you. And Rhys still sticking up for me, like, you're still my brother. Like, I'm mad at you. I will protect you. But, like, you make me mad. It's, like, it's the same with my siblings. Like, I love them so much. But, like, sometimes they piss me off. So, I don't know. I really like that. And we find out Holland is in charge of White London now, which he wanted to be before. So, apparently he is. We just found out that King George is dead, and now Kel has to go meet with the regent, who he doesn't like, which apparently he's king now. But, like, I'm excited to see where it goes, because I really don't know the plot yet, because we've just gotten character stuff. Oh, it might be that White London is actually flourishing now, and it could be because Holland may have brought in some magic back from Black London, and that's why it's flourishing, which means another London might slowly be dying. Though I am still holding on to my theory that Lila is like Kel and Holland. And that's why she has the missing eye. I'm still holding on to that theory. Because she has an affinity for magic, apparently. That's what her captain taught her. Like, she has an affinity for it. So, I am really, really interested in that. But I'm still holding strong to that theory because I think it might be true. Because it only makes sense that there would be 3 Amiri to be able to travel between the worlds. Like, we have Holland from White London, Kel from Red London, and Delilah from Grey London. Like, it only makes sense. Though I can't wait for them to come back together because I really, really like them. I think they're so fun together. Like, just... And, like, Rhys, really not knowing what to do because technically now his life isn't his own anymore. It's so sad. Like, both sides of it. From Rhys blaming Kel to Kel blaming himself to Kel blaming Rhys even to Rhys blaming himself. Like, they have such a fraught and complicated relationship at this point. And it's so sad because you can clearly tell that they are still brothers. Even though the people of the realm clearly aren't seeing Kel as a prince anymore. And they're basically seeing him as a monster. Rhys still treats him like his brother. And, like, Kel is getting angrier and, like, his magic is starting to, like, burst out of him like it did when he was, like, possessed by the Black Stone. It's just, oh. I'm just so interested. I can't wait to see. But if you liked this one's long, but if you liked this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And bye, everyone.